What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. Actually, today's Friday. I'm off work today, which is a rare occurrence on a Friday. So I keep thinking it's Saturday, but it's not. Today's Good Friday, Friday before Easter. And being off today gave me the opportunity to get some work in the garden done this morning. I just took a lunch break, and now I'm going to be back at it. Haven't really shared with you guys what's been going on since, in a while actually. And so wanted to show you, we decided to do cut flowers this spring. I ordered seeds back, oh my gosh, late last fall, in preparation for this, and last summer. And so, this year we knew where the space was going to be. We used the logs from some of the trees to line the beds. I'll show you guys here in a minute. Then are just waiting on compost for most of the beds. One of the beds we got done, but my task this morning was deer netting. Now this is not super high, and a deer definitely can jump over this, but it being kind of hard to see, they get a little bit skittish of it. And there's, as you can see, we've got this entire field planted with wheat and peas. So hopefully that is enough to keep them interested and out of my flower beds. Certain things are deer resistant. When people tell you that they're deer resistant, there's a lot of things that are sold as deer resistant that are not actually deer resistant because we've had deer eat them. So, I'll go ahead and show you guys. And it is a little windy today, so if you have trouble hearing me, I'm so sorry. And if they're screaming in the background, my daughter and our neighbor, who is her friend, are here running amok. Good things for kids to be doing on a day off school. So that's where the container is, where we park, come down the hill, and this is where our cut flower garden is going to be. This will be the entrance right here. I haven't gotten a netting door up quite yet, but I've got 4 beds that are about 28 to 30 feet long. We need to move these rocks kind of in that way. I'm going to attempt to do that this afternoon, but these are pretty heavy, so that may not happen. But I'll take you down and show you this first bed that we did, because I'm going to do something a little bit different in the other beds. Obviously we have a plethora of rocks on our land, so just wanted to use what we had. The logs have been here for a while, actually since the last time we rented a skid steer. And I went ahead, I planted poppies and snapdragons. It's really, really warm today, you guys, but we have nights that drop into the high 30s, mid 40s for the next few weeks at least. And again, just really important to be able to weed and get in. So this bed is probably about 4 feet wide, but I can get to it from this side. I can get to it from the front. We've got enough of a walk day. I may wood chip the walkways here. I haven't quite decided yet. And then I've got little inlets, where I can walk. So that's what's going on in these beds. Again, most of these are not planted. My plan for the rest of the beds, though, this one's about 7 feet wide. And so I think what I'm going to do, because I can access it from the back, is do about a 4-foot span. So I can access 2 feet from a mid walkway and 2 feet from here. Do maybe a 2 feet wide bed, 1.5 foot or wide walkway, and then another 18 inches of bed over here. This one obviously is much wider. So I may do 2 very narrow walkways. And then this one the same. We have got a really good amount of growing space. I'm happy with you know, what we've got. We may decide at some point to expand the flowers here, but we're gonna take it in bite-sized pieces. I mean, this is still a ton of space for first year, so we're gonna see how it goes. In terms of preparing to grow cut flowers, there's one market that I cannot sell at because they already accepted other vendors for flowers, but then the other market I am able to sell cut flowers at. And then I have also reached out to florists, some floral designers that do weddings in the Central Virginia area. And if you're watching this and you're in the Central Virginia area and you do weddings or events or flowers and are interested in that, let me know. I should have, I mean, really ideally, like things like poppies, you want those planted in the wintertime or in the fall. But, you know, like we've had so many other things going on. We bought a house. I haven't shared that, but so it's been a lot. We've still got all of that cleanup from the clearing to do. There's a lot of oak in this pile right here, so that's gonna be turned into firewood and possibly inoculation logs for mushrooms, which my honey is doing, and he's doing very well. But we're gonna walk down to the garden. Actually, when I was down here earlier, I harvested a huge bucket of greens. And so our greens are gonna look a little bit sparse, but like I said, I just harvested. I think the arugula is just about done. I tasted some of it. You know, it's pretty warm today. It's cool and windy, but when the sun's out, it's quite warm. And, you know, the arugula is all starting to bolt. It doesn't taste terrible, to be honest with you. Typically when it starts to bolt, it gets really, really bitter. But it's still pretty pleasant. It's peppery, you know. So I don't mind it. I'm not pulling it all up quite yet. But you guys, the thing I am so proud of, look at our garlic. Our girls, my Sophie and then my partner's youngest Isla planted all of our garlic this spring, and we've got a little bit up there and a little bit in there. So we'll start over here. Don't look at my area of supplies here. We need to figure out what we're doing with this. But harvested lettuce, ragged jack kale earlier, and again, those are doing good. I've got like just ragged jack kale, you'll see kind of interspersed everywhere. My lavender plant. This is hyssop. It is, I don't believe this is the anise hyssop. I think this is the Hyssopus officinalis, which is the one with the tiny leaves. So sprouting broccoli, which again I did harvest some, so it looks a little bit, this one's obviously going to seed, but that's great because I will harvest seeds from it. Everybody say hi to Sam. Sam, get out of the compost pile. Cilantro there, which I did harvest some of that. That is a rutabaga, just kind of a random rutabaga. More kale. This is some of the arugula. That's cilantro. Some of the arugula. Those are cabbages. Thyme. And then this is my lemon balm, which came back. I didn't have to plant it, which is beautiful because, again, it's just a medicinal that I utilize a lot. I just bought these rosemary plants, and they don't seem to be doing very good. We transplanted them, so I don't know. We'll see. But I planted beets and radishes in this bed last weekend. As you can see, all of the arugula is bolting. So we'll let that go a little bit, and then I'll probably pull it out. The sage also is just coming back, which is fantastic. I love when stuff comes back. A little lettuce. My yarrow, another medicinal that just, again, is flourishing. It's doing great. Waiting for this to set on some flowers, and then again, really excited about harvesting that for medicinals. So what I have done so far, That bed, pretty much the only thing I've done was down there I planted some garbanzo beans, and then you have the garlic there at the very end of the bed. But this bed I haven't really touched yet. As you can see, I've got the black cow waiting. I did amend this bed with black cow, all of that down there with black cow, and this bed here where a bunch of tomatoes and basil were last year, with black cow. So let's walk up here. These are our blackberry bushes, and they have come back just beautifully. Hoping maybe we get some berries off of them. This will be their second year. The garlic, the Dusty Miller is coming back. That's one that I may end up moving up to the cut flower garden because I'm growing it for filler. Got oregano. Again, didn't move that from last year. It's just coming back now. Spinach. A mullein flower that randomly seeded that I'm so thrilled about because, again, mullein flower, really, really great medicinal if you have like a cough or respiratory. It's a demulcent, which is calming, and an expectorant, which helps make a more productive cough when you do cough. So I planted 3 little thyme plants. I don't know if you can kind of see that. They're fairly small, but I'm hoping with water and sunshine they will grow. Chamomile is taken over right there, which, again, I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I'm going to let it. I need to add some black cow to this bed. I sort of churned it up a little bit to plant strawberry plants that my my honey's mother gave us, and I was able to buy that in 2. I don't know if we'll have any strawberries from that this year. This is where our potatoes were last year, and again, nothing's happening here, so but not a lot going on right now. I've done a lot of seed starting. We've got everything starting to germinate, which is really, really exciting. It's like I know when I see the basil starts to germinate, you know, like it's on. Garden season is coming. But, you know, I typically transplant a lot. I haven't had the best luck with fall gardening and early spring gardening and doing things like radishes and beets. But, like I said, I planted them last weekend. So that was 3 weeks prior to last frost date, which may be a little bit late for those things, but we'll see. You know, they may end up bolting, and then we'll just plant something different. So my task now, what I intend to spend the rest of the afternoon doing, is gathering rocks to line these beds up here. And then probably in a couple weeks, we will be getting compost delivered by a truckload and moving it down here. I need to, as far as the vegetable garden goes, like I need to finish getting mulch into the walkways, because when it rains it gets very, very muddy and soggy in there, and it's just hard to even walk in the vegetable garden. But that is a lot of work, so I think I'd rather wait until I have some help. Maybe can bribe some kids with ice cream to help me. We don't have a tractor, so pretty much everything I'm doing for the flower beds right now is by hand. Like I said, we set the logs with the skid steer when we had it, and that was greatly helpful. But the 1 load of compost that we got, my honey went and got it in his pickup, and we shoveled it out by hand. So it just, you know, it's like, it's a lot of physical labor, which I think is like really good for us. But it definitely, you know, like you gotta make sure you got enough like protein in you, enough cookies in you, you know? So I'm gonna get back to it, but just wanted to give you guys kind of a brief overview of what's happening lately. And then once we get all the flowers in, I'm excited to like be able to show you guys the flower beds, because I keep picturing like this whole area just full of beautiful flowers. And you know, we picked the perfect area because this area is pretty much full sun all day long, and it's gonna be awesome. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.